Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. As you guys know or don't know, I provide a platform for youth. I am so honored to have so many different partners that help me be a blessing to our youth. Our youth are very important as we need to pour into them. And so with this program, I decided to change the narrative in regards to, on the news, you hear about people being killed, people being shot, people, cars being taken, people passing away, and it gets very depressing. And so, why not change the channel, listen to something positive, entertaining, and something that you can be a part of. So that's why I decided to do this. I have a very special guest sitting next to me. His name is Davionne. I'm going to give him an opportunity to express himself and tell us a little bit about him, who he is, and what he's got going. So our topic today is in-person learning versus e-learning. And I know he's so excited about e-learning. Right, Davionne?
No.
Wow, he said no. So again, Heavenly Sent Youth, we expose kids to different things outside of the neighborhood. We try to provide a safe, fun, educational environment to whereas the kids can live out their wildest dreams. So I'm going to have Davionne introduce himself to you guys and tell you what he's been doing over, this past year, safe to say, COVID has been about a year now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to let Davionne tell you guys what he's been doing. So, Davionne, tell us your name, who you are, how old you are, what school you going to, what you want to be. Just give us a little bit about who you are.
I'm Davionne, and I'm 13. I'm going to Learn Charter School. We've been doing softball, baseball, soccer, horseback riding. We've been doing Zoom calls. And what else we went to?
Fishing,
Fishing,
bowling,
golf, bowling,
soccer.
soccer. Yeah, soccer.
You say softball,
Softball. Yeah.
baseball. Davionne keeps me busy. And it's so funny because a lot of people say, oh, how do you guys, how do you have so much energy? And for me, I am to a point to whereas I provide a safe space for my son. Anything he thinks he wants to do, I'll provide a resource because I've learned early on that until you expose a kid outside of their four walls or their comfort zone, if it makes sense, then you'll begin to see the potential. Most kids, if you ask them, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that, of course they're going to say no. So I don't give my son the chance to tell me no. Whatever it is, I think that he should be involved. Anything that'll put him in a different space, I'm going to expose him to it. Swimming, he mentioned swimming. Swimming, he can be a junior lifeguard. What else? Instruments, he could be a church drummer, keyboardist, whatever. He's tumbling. He could go to Jesse White tumbler, Chicago Sky halftime performer. What else? Horses, he can. What can you do with horses?
Do rodeos.
There you go. He can do rodeos, and so everything for me is an opportunity to take him beyond what he's doing right now. And so over this past year, these kids have been stressed out, safe to say, with this e-learning, because it's been stressful for me as well. Only because it's hard for me to work my 9 to 5 and then need to be there for him as far as e-learning. And it was totally different because I get it. The kids are sitting at the computer for what, 6, 7 hours?
8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours. You guys get a lunch, right?
Right.
They get a lunch, they get a 15-minute break or whatever they get, and then they're back on the computer. So, Davionne, tell us what that experience was like.
E-learning was hard. You had to get up early to be on a computer for 8 hours, and I was sleepy too. I was at home. I started bed. I just wanted to lay down in the bed, like regular just school. You just see everybody having fun, like talking and stuff. That's why regular school keep me focused and learning more. Cause e-learning, I ain't learned nothing. Like, cause in regular school, I learned stuff. The
Because
teacher's right there in front of my face telling me stuff. So yeah,
well said, son. So you're telling us that e-learning you didn't learn anything. Is it because well you did mention that you prefer to be in person,
right.
correct? And how did it feel as far as you not being able to interact with your friends? How was that?
It was confusing. And I was sad, mad, cause I didn't get to see him or talk to him or nothing. Like I ain't had no communication and stuff.
Wow. So school's about to start. Are you excited about that?
I'm excited for in person. Yeah.
Okay, in person. So how do you think that's gonna look with the pandemic? Are you guys gonna have to wear masks, the whole
Yeah,
class?
I
The
think it's
teacher
gonna.
gonna wear masks? Y'all gonna be sitting in little cubicles?
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to. The desk gonna be like 6 feet apart, like they said. Then I don't think it's gonna be no lines and stuff, cause you know how lines you bunched up and stuff. So it's probably gonna be like separate. Each person go to the bathroom one by one. That's how it's gonna be. Then you gotta stay 6 feet apart.
How do you think the lunchroom gonna look? Because typically, how many classes are in the lunchroom?
It's a lot.
So how do you think that's gonna look? So
It's probably gonna be like 5 people to a table,
okay.
or like 6. I don't know how it's gonna be like.
So what was the hardest thing with e-learning? Was it getting up and getting up at 8 in the morning and sitting on the computer, or was it sitting on the computer, or not being able to move around? Like what is
Right?
it?
It's like you just sit there, you're not doing nothing. You just sitting there doing nothing for 8 hours all day. Then you be lazy as soon as you get up. So yeah,
So how did it go as far as gym with the e-learning?
we didn't have gym. They just talked about sports and we just watched videos. We didn't talk about sports. That's all we did. We didn't do no type of sports. We
Really?
just
So
talked. We
no.
just talked about it. Right.
So
We didn't exercise or nothing.
so wow, that's scary. So that's I can see why so many kids, fell into this lazy spell. I mean, I can totally understand now only because when I was doing training at work, I had to sit in the classroom for 6, 7 hours and just sitting there listening to the instructor talk was like, oh my goodness, I wanted to fall asleep. It was cold in there. I'm not used to being in a classroom setting, so I can now understand how difficult it must have been for many kids. And then I think about what about what? You're in eighth grade. What about the fourth and fifth? No, the third and fourth graders. So we already know their attention span is far in between. And so can you imagine being a parent of a third, second, fourth grader on e-learning?
They probably had to watch them or take. Probably had to take work days off to watch their kid, cause I don't think they was like focused and stuff. They wanted to run around, like so kids. They want to sleep and stuff. So yeah.
Because when it started, your teacher, oh my goodness, every single time you got up, the teacher was calling like, "Can you have Davionne log on? Can you have Davionne log on?" And I was getting stressed out about it, and I wasn't even in the class. So how did it go as far as the bathroom breaks? Did you have to say, "Hold on,
We had
teacher"?
to unmute and ask them, "Can I go use the bathroom?" So yeah,
So how many when you first started the e-learning? How many kids were on?
it was like 30 kids on there.
And at what point did they start fading away?
When like in the towards farther in the school year, like the third quarter, it was like 18 people showed up.
So were these kids showing up on time every day?
Some was late, and some was on time.
So how the ones that were late? How did the teacher address that?
She just took attendance late. Like she don't take attendance in the morning no more like she used to. She just took it late since everybody come late.
That had to be real hard for the teacher.
Right, yeah.
Her sitting at the computer and trying to monitor each kid individually.
Right.
As far as the attendance. And so moving forward, so school is starting in 2 to 3 weeks, and so you guys are gonna have to wear uniform. So
Right.
with wearing uniform, it's gonna be pretty interesting because now you guys go from being able to roll. You know what? Let me ask you this. So did they have you guys wear uniform on e-learning
We did. We had to wear uniform
every day?
every day, right? Every day.
I
But,
don't remember seeing you in no uniform.
moving forward, like in the fourth quarter now, no, we just wear plain pajamas and stuff. We ain't had to wear no uniform. They just didn't care no more.
Yeah, because I bet, trying to get 30 kids to put your tie on and wear the right color shirt and just like anything else, I'm sure that will soon fade away with school because there's so many other things that they can be focused on. But do you understand why, or do you understand why they allow you guys or they enforce the uniform policy?
I think to represent their school as like a more respectful school, more learning school and stuff.
Correct. I think one of the biggest reasons. Um, so to be uniform means everybody on the same page, on the same accord. And so just think about if you got this one particular kid, parent buying them all the new Jordans and all the whatever fashion. What's the newest fashion as far as clothes? It ain't True Religion no more, right?
No,
What is it?
I don't really. I ain't a big fan of clothes like that. I just regular clothes, right?
I like that. And of course, that has a lot to do with his mom. I don't push the materialistic stuff because at the end of the day, it's worthless, and it does nothing for these kids. I mean, there's so many other things that I can be investing my money in, like I do as far as instruments. Instruments is an investment because, like I mentioned, he can be a drummer, he can be a pianist or whatever it is that an instrument require. You can even get a scholarship playing an instrument. You can't get a scholarship wearing your name brand clothes. And so that's why we don't harp on that. But back to the subject at hand. So how do you think if you had a kid in there that had the Jordans on and they had all the fashion clothes and then you had this other kid who parent isn't able to buy all the fashion or keep up with the designer. So now you got this one kid in Jordans, you got this other kid coming to school with dirty clothes, with toe up clothes, and so of course then they're gonna start making fun of that kid, right?
Right.
So if everybody is in the same, everybody wearing the same uniform, then that's one less distraction that the schools got to worry about. And I'm happy that was one of the other reasons why I put you in such a school because you don't need those type of distractions, worrying about what somebody got on and making fun of somebody because their shoes don't look like this or they don't have the new shoes. You understand?
I understand.
Okay. So with that being said, so with the e-learning, was there one specific teacher throughout the 8 hours, or were there multiple?
It was multiple teachers.
Okay.
We had to do, yeah.
So how long was like each class? Wait, how many classes did you have?
We had like 5 or 4 classes we had to go to.
Can you tell us the classes that you had?
It was reading, math, science. We had gym, Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah, we had Spanish.
So you had Spanish for a whole year?
Right.
And you learned what?
Nothing. No, the Spanish teacher left. she just left. Then they got mixed up.
What you mean she left? She quit?
She quit, right. She quit.
So you didn't learn any Spanish words?
She didn't learn any Spanish.
So you can't tell me nothing in Spanish?
I can tell you one word in Spanish. I ain't learned from school though.
What word can you say in Spanish?
I can say uno.
You can say what?
Uno. Only word I can say.
And what that mean?
I mean one.
Son, you mean to tell me you were in school a whole year and the only thing you got for Spanish was uno?
Uno, right.
Congratulations, okay?
If I was in school, I'd probably learn more because I would be like almost falling asleep on the computer and stuff.
Sit up straight. Sit up straight. Let's see your posture. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So, you learn uno.
Uno, that's it.
Okay. That's nice to know. So, perhaps when we get home today, we can get some more words. Let me find it. So, what other subject you say you had?
Spanish, reading, math. We had music. I didn't say that. Then
How did that go?
The music teacher, he just gave us like some tests about some some famous celebrities that used to sing and stuff.
Okay, that's the next question I was asking. How was the homework part of it?
It was confusing because you had to go to a tab, Google Docs. I didn't know what that was, and so I didn't know how to use a computer like that. My first time ever using it, like for
So
the
that
whole year, for the whole year,
Okay.
every day. So it was confusing and stuff. I didn't know what to do.
So are you pretty good at it now?
I'm pretty good at it now. Yeah, I know what to do and stuff.
That's interesting. So it was a learning experience for you as well.
Right.
So wow. So from e-learning, you had to have your attention span had to be there. You had to learn how to navigate through the computer.
And typing skills, like typing skills too.
Okay.
'Cause you had to type fast.
So
Answer questions.
are you can you type now?
I can type. Yeah, I can type.
With one finger or home row keys?
Like I can type like that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So you know your home row keys?
Right.
A, S, D, F, J, K, L, semicolon.
Without looking down. Right.
Really?
Right.
Okay. You know what? I'm actually in the process. I would love to teach I was talking to one of my partners about doing an intro to computer class. There are so many adults and children that have a hard time navigating through the computer. I did a computer class. You remember I did that computer class at my friend's store,
Yeah.
Best Price Computers. Rest in peace, Jerome. He allowed me to work at his store, and I learned so much with computers, and I did a computer class there for adults. That was pretty cool, and I'd like to say that a lot of adults took some information home and was able to navigate through the computer. And so perhaps you can help me with that, real basic, like turning the computer on, going to Microsoft Word. Did you guys have to do anything in Microsoft Word?
Nah.
No, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. And just things like that. So, what do you expect to learn in 8th grade?
Like more harder stuff. Like I don't know like what to learn. Like I don't know what they gonna be doing and stuff. Like I think we gonna learn some more stuff, some new stuff. Actually, since we're in 8th grade.
So how would you feel if they did e-learning again?
I won't like it. I won't be learning nothing new stuff.
And that's sad because it's sad to say that a lot of our kids are already behind, and so this e-learning has just pretty much pushed our kids back further. Because, like he mentioned, how do you honestly expect a kid to retain and focus for 8 hours at home in the bed, and you expect them to take all that and be great? It's kind of difficult. And so I hope and pray that things clear up as far as the COVID, and it's safe for our kids to go back to school. Safety is the most important thing right now, because our kids need to they need their education. I was kind of torn when I heard that they took cursive writing out of school. So did you do cursive at 7th grade?
No.
6th grade?
No. I never learned cursive in school.
Wow. And so we all know as adults you need cursive writing to sign any check, to sign any business type document or form. You do know that, right?
Right.
And so if they're not taught that, how you going to sign a check? How you going to fill out an application? How are you going to do anything business oriented if you can't write in cursive? So I'm teaching my son how to write cursive. How's that coming along?
Good. I'm still practicing my name and stuff. I write a D, but I'm still getting there.
Okay. So we need to put more time into that, right? Because I need you to be able to write in cursive by the time school starts, because that's very important. Also, I'm looking for I got this vision. I know school is about to start, and these kids, really don't have anything to do as far as extracurricular activities. The park district, arm and a leg. YMCA, arm and a leg. You know, parents can't afford it because I can't. So we're always looking for partnership, sponsorships, to whereas we can get these kids resources to whereas they can have options. Again, it's hard to dream when you're enclosed in your own four walls. And I'm so grateful for Love Teaching Youth, Officer King, for helping me expose these kids to different. Because have we done fishing before? Yeah, we've done fishing. I don't think we've done soccer. I mean, you and I, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so with her resources, she's been extremely, what word I'm looking for?
Helpful.
Helpful. Thank you, son. That's my son. Extremely helpful in us in getting us places. Because what thing we went to the WNBA Sky Game, and all our events are free. And so all we ask is that we have kids that want to be a part in what we're doing. And another shout out to Mr. Larry Daniels. We recently just partnered with him, and he's been consistent since meeting him. He's doing basketball for the kids, co-ed basketball, girls and boys, and that's what I like about it. Because a lot of times we see organizations that's just pretty much focus on males, and so Mr. Daniels, he does co-ed, he does girls as well, and we've been able to take part in a lot of things that he's been doing, this past couple of weeks, and so we've got some other things coming up. Grateful for that partnership. I just wish that we as people will put our differences aside, and if we're really for the youth, let's show it and not run after the cameras and all the other things that we see some of our people running after. You can do more and accomplish more if we all work together. And the ultimate goal should be the youth, because there are so many kids that's being left behind. With all the violence going on, like I just mentioned, the kids have no resources. And so it takes people like us to, with the sincere passion, to want to help these kids and give them an outlet. You have no idea what a lot of these kids go through. You just heard my son say that, it was real stressful for him doing e-learning the whole year. And not all parents put in the time, energy, effort to make sure or to provide a platform to whereas their kids can be all that they can be. So just imagine some of the parents, some of the kids that just, at home trying to figure it out on their own, and their parents out at the club or wherever it is they are trying to do what it is that they want to do, and the kids are left at home for the most part raising their younger siblings. So it's rough. And so, we go places and grab kids and partner with other people and just try to be a blessing and pour into these kids and love on them and just give them a space. What are some things that you would like to do?
I would like to go to a boat ride, like
Okay.
Like a canoe and stuff, like paddle it.
Okay.
Zip lining, rock climbing, a bunch of stuff. That's all I want to do.
So everything he just said, you guys can bet that that's on our bucket list, and that'll be executed within the next month. And that's what we do with all the kids. We get them together and ask them what it is that they want to do, and we make it happen. We go out and find a resource, a connect, and as a matter of fact, we were supposed to do kayaking 2-3 weeks ago, but Saturday is pretty much the day that we, get the kids, and so it's kind of hard to do the things. So, we can only do so much in so little time. And so with that being said, you guys can find us on Heavenly Cynt Youth or Loves Teaching Youth on Facebook. Last but not least, I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my supporters for being a platform for us, a resource for us. And I want to thank my son for coming on, telling us his side of e-learning versus in person. So until then, see you guys next time with Heavenly Sent people.